Please be seated. All right, all right, all right. It's Convocation. Good afternoon and welcome to the 2017 Fall UAB School of Public Health Convocation. I'm Pete Ginter, Interim Dean, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have our graduates and their families here today, joined by our guests, faculty, and staff. This convocation is the School of Public Health ceremony to give special recognition to our graduates, and we will be recognizing bachelor, master, and doctoral degree awardees. To our graduates, we could not be more proud of you and look forward to recognizing you for your accomplishments. Before recognizing our graduates, I'd like to introduce the platform party. First, I would like to give a special recognition to the University of Alabama System Board of Trustees, which provides support and guidance that is and has been critical to the success of our great university. At this time, I ask that Trustee Barbara Humphrey, representing the entire board, please stand. Thank you for everything you do for UAB. Next, I would like to introduce the school's leadership team. Please stand when I call your name, and please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. First, Dr. Suzanne Judd, Assistant Dean for Undergraduate Education. Dr. Erica Austin, Interim Assistant Dean for Academic Affairs. Dr. April Carson, Assistant Dean for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Dr. Lisa McCormick, Assistant Dean for the Office of Public Health Practice. Dr. Lloyd Edwards, Chair of the Department of Biostatistics. Dr. Craig Wilson, Interim Chair of the Department of Environmental Health Science. Dr. Emily Leviton, Interim Chair of the Department of Epidemiology. Dr. Kevin Fontaine, Chair of the Department of Health Behavior. Dr. Meredith Kilgore, Chair of the Department of Healthcare Organization and Policy. And Dr. Andy Rux, Director of Finance and Administration. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce our outstanding faculty, my colleagues, my friends. These are the men and women who share their knowledge and expertise in the classroom and have mentored and guided our graduates. Without this community of scholars, there would be no School of Public Health, no Convocation for our graduates, and most importantly, no advancing the study of health and well-being of our population. Would the faculty of the UAB School of Public Health please stand? Please join me in expressing our appreciation and gratitude for all that our faculty means to the school. Finally, the faculty and students alike rely heavily on the support they receive from our excellent staff members who work throughout our school. To a person, the staff is dedicated to making this institution one of the nation's very best, and they have succeeded. Those staff members who are able to join us today, please stand so that we can recognize you. And now, the most important people here this afternoon, family and loved ones of our graduates. Your support, understanding, and generosity culminate in this day of celebration. I know you are proud, and in no small way, this is your day as well. So please, family and loved ones, stand so we can recognize your contributions. Okay, that's a lot of introductions. Now I'd like to introduce our Alumna of the Year and Convocation speaker, Carol Herman Steckel. Carol received her Master of Public Health degree from the UAB School of Public Health in 1991. She currently serves as Senior Director of Alliance Development at WellCare in Tampa, Florida, where she oversees partner and Medicaid policy development. Carol has been widely recognized as a top healthcare expert and has served as president of the National Association of Medical Directors, and she is on the board of the American Public Human Services Association. She was chosen as a fellow in the Medicaid Leadership Institute and participated in Leadership Alabama, Leadership Birmingham, and has served on the Louisiana Healthcare Commission. So she definitely has some Birmingham roots. Prior to WellCare, Carol served as the director of the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Medical Assistance. She has served as director of the Center for Healthcare Innovation with the Department of Health and Hospitals in Louisiana, as well as commissioner of the Alabama Medicaid Agency. Twice, right? That's where I first worked with Carol, and along with Dr. Jack Duncan, we developed a strategic plan for the Alabama Medicaid Agency, and in that year-long effort, Jack and I learned a great deal from Carol about how to manage a large state agency. Congratulations, Carol, for being chosen UAB School of Public Health Alumna of the Year.
To say that this is an unexpected honor is an understatement. Thank you, Dr. Ginter, and thank Dr. Michael, who actually made the call. And I think the reason he called me was to see actually if I could ever be without words. Needless to say, it didn't last long. As I started to think about what words of wisdom I could share with you, I first turned to the great philosopher Dr. Seuss and his book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. The book is a treasure trove of encouragement, starting with, congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. Many of you have already entered the fray and are now off with better tools and skills. I completed my MPH as an older student and after a pretty full career. I am continually grateful for the things I learned and the people I met in my program. I believe my MPH makes me a better public health advocate and made me a better Medicaid commissioner, not only the second time in Alabama, but in Louisiana and North Carolina. I used to think that sophomoric phrases like, this is your time, you have the power to make change, and you can lead your world to where you want it to be were just phrases. But they are power. You can abdicate that power and say you don't have the ability to make change, especially in your world now. But don't. Today, more than ever, you must be engaged in your world, whether or not it's your neighborhood or your larger community, in a very real positive manner. Which led me to a more appropriate quote from Teddy Roosevelt. Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to take rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat. The work that you have chosen to do, as evidenced by your degree from the School of Public Health, is not easy. It is not pretty, and at times is one filled with defeats. The key is learning from your defeats, cleaning off the mud, bandaging the bruises, and carrying on. In the midst of this effort will come incredible victories, some small and quiet, and others large and noisy. Stay strong. You have choices. Some of them are revealed to you now, and some will reveal themselves to you as you live your life. Back in 1981, yes, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, when I graduated from college, I had a 5-year plan. It didn't involve healthcare, public health, or public health policy. Instead, it related to politics and campaigns. It was only several years later that I moved to Washington, D.C. and begged for a job, any job. I was lucky enough to connect with Dr. William Roper, a graduate of this program and a 1990 Alumnus of the Year winner, or nominee, whatever person. Dr. Roper introduced me to this exciting world of healthcare, especially Medicaid and Medicare, and he has served as my mentor over the years. Working with him and being introduced to health policy changed my life. Where I used to think I would impact my world through politics and campaigns, I realized that I could do that in a much more real way by focusing on health care, especially care for the vulnerable in our country. It is important that you understand who you are, a constant and developing process, but rooted to the core of your belief system. Listen to that inner voice. Follow your calling. However, it is important to understand that being flexible and open to opportunities to fulfill your mission in life is critical to your success. There is truth to the statement that you will find success in the work that you love. That work may be in the public sector, it may be in the nonprofit sector, or the private sector, but it is important to know yourself, stay true to your mission, and not be afraid to make a change if you find yourself in the wrong place. I've always been committed to being involved in my world, whether it was driving my neighbors to vote or protesting mistreatment of one of my friends at their workplace in high school. It was very important to me to participate. That is my charge to each one of you. Participate, engage, get involved. Take on unexpected challenges. Do not wait for things to be perfect or for you to have all the knowledge needed to complete a job. I remember telling my friends in DC, with only the ego a 29-year-old could have, how hard could running Medicaid possibly be? Yeah, you all got it. I wish I had gotten it a little quicker. While I ate my words at that statement, I did it. I took on the challenge, listened to people who had good advice, and I trusted myself. I believe I was very successful. The same happened when I was asked to become the program chief of staff for the National March of Dimes. This time it involved moving to, wait for it, New York City. I'm a true blue Southern girl and one of the few people on this earth that has never, ever driven in the snow. But again, how hard could it possibly be? My time at the March of Dimes was exciting, and I learned a lot about services for pregnant women and babies and the research that is done to prevent birth defects. I also learned that not everyone understands it when I said, "That dog won't hunt." While I loved the March of Dimes, I knew living in New York and working at that level was not my calling, so I moved back to Alabama. At that time, I thought I wanted to work in the private sector. It was interesting work, and for the first time, I was actually making money and earning these things called stock options. While I got to work with the elderly and hopefully help provide good, high-quality services to them, I quickly learned that a good salary, the car, and stock options weren't enough. While I did a good job, I didn't feel fulfilled. Again, I made a change. That is part of what you must be willing to do. Not be so afraid of change that you stay in a miserable job, that you stray from your calling and your mission. Even if it takes you a while, work toward your ultimate goal, even if that goal is not clearly defined at this time. It will become clearer as you gain experience and gain wisdom. I have gone from the public sector to the private sector and now have found a marriage between the two at WellCare. By only serving Medicaid and Medicare beneficiaries, I believe I am fulfilling my mission. I get to work with states and their Medicaid programs and continue to try to make the program better. You must find your path. Today's environment calls for all of us, Republican and Democrat, liberal and conservative, black, brown or white, rich or poor, to work together for the betterment of our communities. We have to stop the hatred. We have to stop the screaming, and we have to talk to each other. Nothing good ever comes from ignorance, and I include in that the desire for safe spaces and the desire to only be with people like us or who agree with us on every issue. That does not a community make. My message to you is to be bold. If we are not able to talk to each other, giving each other the benefit of the doubt, to challenge each other, to teach each other, all with respect, we will never be better. We will never have healthy communities. Guard your integrity like a mother lion guards her cubs. As I tell people, none of us in the Medicaid world, or for healthcare for that matter, leave. We just recycle. It is important to not burn bridges and to be seen as a person of integrity. While you may disagree with a person, you can do so with respect. Once lost, integrity can never, ever be regained. I've had the distinct honor and privilege to serve the people of Alabama as Medicaid Commissioner for 10 years. In that 10 years, I grew up and I experienced both the highs and lows of public service in the public health arena. I've had legislators berate me publicly and then tell me afterwards, it's nothing personal. I've had to contemplate whether to approve a liver transplant for a 4-year-old who had a 20% chance of living, even with the $500,000 transplant. How many prenatal care visits could I have provided with that $500,000? How do I look the mother in the eye and tell her I'm denying her the chance for her child to live? I've sat back and listened to a woman tell me that she is alive because of the Medicaid program and the changes that we have made to improve it. I've also ridden in the elevator with a man who had prosthetics as I was preparing to argue that Medicaid shouldn't pay for them. But I never gave up. I never bought into it isn't personal. The program was my program. The people were people I served, and in serving them, I gained my strength and my well-being. I encourage each of you to take your passion and commitment into the world, whatever world you choose, and make a difference. You may have many defeats before your victories. The world is full of stories of the multiple failures of people who persevered and became very successful. Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Edison are but two. At times, it may be only one step forward, one half step backwards. Some days may be a defeat, but keep moving forward, keep fighting, and make a difference. Now, back to Dr. Seuss. I'll leave you with my final quote. So be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so be on your way. Thank you all very much, and good luck.
Thank you for being here, Carol, and sharing your thoughts with us this afternoon. Now we will recognize our students. Will all students please stand and line up, starting with the first row? We'll work our way out. Dr. Suzanne Judd, Assistant Dean for Undergraduate Education, will lead the recognition of our School of Public Health undergraduates, and Dr. Erica Austin will call out each undergraduate student name.
Ponchit Sukhumnut. Rachel Renee Rice. Quentin Xavier Franklin. Sydney Louise Whetstone. Christian Janina Bell. Trinice Michelle Towns. Skylar Leanne Story. Katie Ann Schultman. Taylor Sullivan.
That concludes our undergraduates. You can now give them your applause.
It's a delight to congratulate our undergraduate, our undergraduates. The men and women who are about to receive their public health graduate degrees are indeed special. They will become the crucial leaders in a profession that enjoys increasing popularity and one that addresses issues related to health and well-being of our population. These graduates have learned to rethink the status quo and to translate knowledge learned in the classroom into creative, innovative, and transformational solutions for our communities. They will no doubt be an inspiration to all of us as their careers unfold. Graduates, we have been impressed by your hard work, your remarkable talents, and we are inspired by your commitment. Now to hooding our master and doctoral students. Our ceremony traces its origin to academic traditions of 14th century Europe. In your program, you will find a brief description of academic regalia. The students graduating today will receive the salmon-colored hood of public health. And as you can see from our faculty sitting behind me, there are many colleges and universities represented, as well as a number of different disciplines and degrees. In addition to hooding our graduates this afternoon, we are continuing our tradition of presenting each graduate student with a specially designed UAB School of Public Health medallion. This medallion was designed by Brad Daniel, a staff member in the Dean's office. Brad. Very talented Brad. The center of the medallion is the gateway tower to UAB, surrounded by 6 stylized figures joining hands to form a community and inscribed with the words, "For the Public's Health, UAB School of Public Health." As graduates, you may wear your medallion at tomorrow's UAB commencement ceremony, where you will also receive a School of Public Health lapel pin from our commencement marshals, Dr. Rux and Dr. Davies. Our master and doctoral students will receive their hoods from the department chairs, assisted by Dr. Erica Austin, Interim Assistant Dean for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Olivia Afuso will announce the graduate students.
And now Dr. Lord Edwards will stand to hood the graduates of the Department of Biostatistics. Luliang Lu. Dissertation title, Univariate Frailty Model for Competing Risk Data Analysis. Advisor, Dr. Gary Cutter. Shenyang Zheng. Statistical Methods in Cancer Survivor Prediction and Microbiome Data Analysis. Her advisor is Ningjung Yi. And now Dr. Craig Wilson will stand to hood the graduates of the Department of Environmental Health Sciences. Kelsey Stewart. Brenna Terry. And now, Dr. Emily Leviton will stand to hood the graduates of the Department of Epidemiology. Rachel Burton. Walker Cole. Aiden Gilbert. Latoya Gonçalves. Taylor Holly. Priyanka Huilgold. Matthew Charles Kinney. Edrica Miskel. Devin Patel. Valerie Smith. Myra Sohail. Kadidra Thomas. Jessica Wu. Arnisha Atkinson. Marquita Gray. Demetria Hubbard. Bharat Pudel. Parnima Singh. And now Dr. Kevin Fontaine will stand to hood the graduates of the Department of Health Behavior. Anando Banerjee. Madison Bell. Kelly Childress. Quinitra Gathers. Casey Ingram. Skylar Jones. Carmen Rainey. Samantha Sheffield. Bria Wilson. And now Dr. Meredith Kilgore will stand to hood the graduates of the Department of Healthcare Organization and Policy. Ashley Bridgman. Kanisha Freeman. Patrick Scott Harris. Brittany Cowan. Matthew Moore.
Oh, he's so tall.
Courtney Oliver. Millie Russell. Mary Samantha Tudor. Rangbin Shea. Dissertation title, Modeling Depression Treatment Strategies for Human Immunodeficiency Virus Positive Patients. Advisors Meredith Kilgore and Stephen Minnemeyer. Antoinette Smith Epps. Dissertation title, Public Hospitals Conversions, A Question of Social Capital. Advisors David Becker and Janet Bronstein.
I have one last message for our students, something that is over all the whiteboards in the classrooms. You know what it is if you're a student. Be somebody and make a difference. That's what we do in public health, make a difference. And so you were right on your talk. Delta Omega is the National Public Health Honor Society. In your program, you'll notice an asterisk beside the names of those students who are our latest inductees. They also have the Salmon Shaw. Delta Omega students, please stand to be recognized. This past semester, our MPH graduates participated in Kaizen, a team-based competition designed to test public health competencies. Students engaged in competition as part of the requirements of our Public Health Integrative Experience course, which is led by Dr. Lisa McCormick, Assistant Dean for the Office of Public Health Practice. Dr. McCormick would like to recognize the winning team and outstanding players from this semester. Dr. McCormick.
Thank you, Dr. Ginter, and thanks to the students, the MPH students in the Capstone this semester, and y'all's performance in Kaizen. So we had 60 students total in the MPH Capstone. Some of you were in the in-person class, some of you on the online section of the class, and we randomly divided you into 20 teams of 3. You answered over 80 questions relating to the MPH foundational skill areas over a 5-week period, and you were able to track your progress and your team's progress in the Kaizen by looking at the leaderboard. At the end of the 5 weeks, Team Kaizen EMHDST, real inventive folks, which included Edrinka Miskell, Hillary Dwinnis, and Samantha Tudor. You guys scored the most points, so please stand if you're here. Congratulations. So each of these students received a cash prize of $250 each for their team coming out on top, so that was great. So in addition, we wanted to recognize the individuals who scored the highest in Kaizen. The 3 students with the top scores will now be recognized with our Public Health Capstone Award. In 3rd place from the MD MPH program is Robert Wyans, and in 2nd place from the OD MPH program is Albert Chen. Now, Robert and Albert were unable to attend Convocation today, but we will still wanted to recognize them, and we will make sure that we get their awards to them. So let's give them a round of applause. And in 1st place from the Department of Healthcare Organization and Policy is Ashley Bridgman. So Ashley, if you'll come up and join me on the stage. Again, let's congratulate these students for receiving these awards and the winning team.
Our graduates are now transitioning from student status to joining almost 4,000 fellow alumni who are serving in various public health roles throughout the world. Students, graduates, as you begin your journey, we want you to stay in contact with us so that we can learn about your accomplishments and how you are making a difference. Each of our graduates will receive a complimentary 1-year membership to the UAB National Alumni Association, and as alumni also be on the lookout for our quarterly alumni newsletter, and congratulations. We have come to a close of our fall convocation. Before we recess, let me ask that our visitors and guests remain in the room until our platform party and the graduates have completed the recessional. Once everybody has filed out, I would like all the graduates to come back up here and for a class photo. And then we will begin our reception. We have a great reception out there, some food, and I want you to participate in that. And thank you for being a part of this special event. Please stand as the platform party exits and remain standing until our graduates have also exited. And thank you for being here.